Hello, we are Group A, and the two concepts we'll be going over are the modes of communication and barriers to effective communication. The first and most common mode of communication is oral communication. And it's best used for its quick interaction, fast responses, building rapport and trust with others, and generally normal social exchanges. And examples are in a classroom setting, in a meeting, in interviews, when you see someone in the grocery store or on the street. That's when it is most often used. So the second mode of communication is written communication, and it is best used for its long-lasting or more permanent features. So an example of this would be something you need to reference later or has relevant information. So best examples would be work communications, social media posts, text messages, written letters, things of that nature. So the third mode of communication is nonverbal communication. And that's usually made up of body movements, visual cues, or suggestions. It's best used to convey more powerful messages. You can use them to enhance specific points. Examples are facial expressions on showing emotion during certain situations, hand gestures to emphasize points, or creating distance or closing in on distance to create an impact on the listener.
My car's in the shop. It wasn't starting, so it's over at Mercedes, and I just received an email from the service advisor there, and she's talking about the motor electronics control unit and the signal acquisition module, saying that the alternator is no longer producing the correct 4.2 voltage required to recharge the battery and sufficiently operate the charging system of the vehicle. The component needs to be replaced. I'm so confused. I don't know what component she's talking about at this point, so I think I just need to give her a call and see if she can explain in a way that
I have no idea what you're saying to me.
Hi, Jennifer. No, I completely understand it. And in that email, I really wanted to express to you how much we appreciate you as a customer here at Independent Mercedes. And basically, we wanted to tell you that the technician spent some time with your vehicle to really pinpoint what's going on. And that was what some of that language was about and some of those technical terms for you. And I know they're really confusing, but basically your alternator is not producing the amount of electricity that it's supposed to. And your alternator is like a little tiny generator for your vehicle, and it recharges that battery while you're driving your car. So what happens is your battery starts to lose its charge, and that's why it won't start. And what we need to do is replace the alternator for you to get you going.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand now.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you here at Independent Mercedes.
In barriers to effective communication, two specific concepts have to be divulged: filtering and language. First and foremost, filtering is what happens when the person speaking tries to manipulate the information present for it to be favorable. This barrier to communication can typically be observed in work settings, so when a staff manipulates or reports to the manager. Since effective communication is about clearly understanding what is being said, filtering data can hinder the receiver from truly comprehending the details of a situation. In our example, the sender did not format the email correctly and it caused confusion.
The next barrier depicted concerns the complications of language in communication. Interpretations can lead to miscommunication due to differences in the styles of languages used. In some instances, words can have different meanings. For example, take into account an American traveling to Australia. Similar distinctions of language separate the American English from Australian English, whereas a sidewalk in American English would be translated as a footpath in Australian English. Differences in language also include phrases that are said hyperbolically or even lingo or slang that could lead to misunderstandings. Referring to the previous video, the recipient of the email had been confused by something stated in the message and for so had asked for clarification. This could have been due to different interpretations of language or maybe even an altercation of the terminology.